So this morning it's going to be get this quarter panel off so we can see exactly what's going on in and around there. Tail lights, mirrors, indicators, bull bar, get all those bits off, front grille, bonnet obviously again. We'll have a deeper prod and poke on what we do and what we don't know. Last but not least, the front end. Classic Subaru rock cover gasket leak. Boots for the steering rack look good. The other rock cover gasket leaking. It's the warm air drawer for winter start running. Not an issue in Australia. I see lots of spider eggs, I'd say redbacks. Plastics are falling away there, it looks like it's just a clip. Pretty good otherwise. Now, radiator. We have to radiator. It's not leaking. Look at the camera in there. Look at it. It's intact, it's not leaking. But it's just because of its age, it has just gone absolutely. Yeah, there exactly. The fins have gone super soft. If I just touch them, not so much down here, but up the top half of the radiator, they're just falling apart like paper thin. See right down here. Okay, so the bonnet brackets are definitely totally gone. From what I've seen at the wreckers, a lot of them have been messed with over the years, so it seems to be a common problem. But what I've noticed is that these little recesses under the windscreen here are supposed to have little rubbers in them. And I can only presume that's a point. Start getting the bull bar off. Bonnet's off already. Battery's out, put away. Got the jack out. So things like this, obviously, we're not going to touch for a while. We'll just squirt them all with WD or CRC or whatever your preference of oils are. There's obviously rust on the threads, so we'll get as much oil on all these things as we can. Build date November 1987. Pulled this rubber boot out. Access point. A little bit of rust on that, so that's obviously access into the frame there for all the cabling. And on the other side, we've got the main loom going through into the box. Right, well my lad's taken the bumper off and the bull bar. I'm going to start taking this front guard off, so I've gotten everything out except for one bolt which is loose. And then on the inside of the door, there's another one there, and then as you come down, there's another one in that bottom corner, just there, where that rust problem is. All these little panel screws are all totally rusted in. No wonder it's covered in mud. So I've just been squirting it with CRC and whatever your penetrant oil is, and when I'm undoing them, I'm using this tiny little ratchet because they're tiny little screws. When it locks up tight and becomes difficult to turn, I'm just stopping there and screwing it back in again a bit, a few turns. Another squirt of penetrant and working it back out again. A little bit further onto that tight spot every time.
This is inside it.
A bit like cutting a thread with a tap. And with this cross brace here, it's got a captive nut on the end of the cross brace. And it was seized and it started to twist up the cross brace. So I had to put a spanner on the hex of that welded nut and hold it, and then do the same thing, work it back and forth until it worked its way out. Because I've had two little tiny bolts break, but both of them have been where that rust is in the corner of this quarter. Okay, bumpers off. Had a bit of trouble with the two main bolts that go up inside the frame. There. They did not want to move at all. And because the other side is sort of pretty much hidden, I could get some oil in there squirting in through a hole there. Maybe WD, whatever your poison is. But they had to work back and forth about a dozen times each. They really did not want to move. But they're out. That's the main thing. And so I end up with my bag of nuts and bolts for the bumper. Quarter panel's almost ready to come off. Taking the lights out of it. The little screws that went through here. The nut and bolt wasn't too bad, but the screw, both sides snapped off. I've got the shroud off, the front grille, the shrouds around the headlights. Nice and easy. Wires unplugged. One cable for the front right hand indicator was in the battery area, and obviously copped a bit of battery acid over time and it failed, so I thought it was easy just to cut it, leave the twin wires on the light itself and the plug in the factory loom so I can recognise it. Now the grill's off. Like I said before, the radiator wasn't leaking, the cooling system was holding pressure. You can see how it started to corrode all the little fins. So it may be pressure okay, but as far as its job's concerned, it's just falling apart like paper, just too thin. Very light pressure. Some bits are just falling to bits. Alright, that's all of the bolts out of the left hand front quarter. Had another one snap on me just then. It was moving freely and then just suddenly stopped, as you can see by how bright it is. Alright, so we are ready to take this panel off. And I'm hoping it'll just pop. And that's it. The reveal. My next challenge. And the inside of the guard itself. That lower section obviously. Go on. I found the answer to why when we first looked at this car and we tried the fan for the cabin, it sounded like it was full of chaff. And that's obviously something that's been nesting in there. Put it in a good little dry warm spot under the dash there. If I can show it a bit. Okay, so all that panelling's out the way now. Pulled the floor up, the rubber matting anyway. The soundproofing underneath is a bit damp, but I'm hoping that's from when we washed it. There's the hole I've got in the corner, coming through, all in that hollow channel. And underneath the floor actually looks pretty good. It needs a vacuum, but I don't see anything scary. It's got this coating on it, which seems to have protected it quite well. I think I'll pull the seat out next.